The scorching sun is a godsend for Lillian Lamba, who makes money from selling cold drinks. The 45-year-old owns a kiosk in the city abattoir on Portobello Road. Most of her clients are cattle traders, butchers and meat transporters. Her kiosk stands in a line of similarly painted yellow kiosks within the abattoir's parking yard. In defiance of the heat, Lamba is dressed in black. Besides the Coca-Cola fridge, the other prominent piece of furniture in the kiosk is a deep freezer which contains a bucket of fermented pineapple juice, locally known as omnanansi. Between the two fridges is a small space in which a chair is squeezed. At night, the chair is removed to create space for Lamba to sleep on a piece of cardboard.
I sleep there 5 days. I start work, so which is very far. The transport to and fro can make 15. I go Saturday night, I spend Sunday sleeping, I come back on Monday morning.
Besides saving on transport costs, the single mother of 3 is also avoiding loneliness at home. 2 of her children are in boarding schools, while the firstborn lives and works in Nsanji town, 26 kilometers from Kachiri. The slaughterhouse has bathing and toilet facilities and makeshift restaurants to cater for those who have made the place their permanent abode.
Many women are sleeping here, so there's nothing wrong with it. You just get used to it because you have a target somewhere. I know one day I will not be sleeping there. Like I said at 40, I'm only here for 5 years. I'll be finishing what I have there. So I go back home as a mother.
Lamba's kiosk sells soft drinks like soda, water, juice and fermented pineapple juice. Under the counter, she sells cigarettes and paracetamol. In November last year, Lamba's daughter graduated with a diploma in clinical medicine from the Mildmay Institute of Healthy Sciences. Lamba raised her single-handedly. However, the girl is not the only medical worker in the family. Lamba is a qualified nurse and counselor. After graduating from Ginger School of Nursing and Midwifery, Lamba worked for 8 years in the nursing profession, in a hospital and with a non-governmental organization. However, she says the salary was too small to meet her needs. She had 2 choices: either to look for a new job or change the profession. By 2009, she had 2 children, and after spending a few months on the street, she approached a neighbor for advice.
She told me to come and begin this. At first, it was like I was feeling small. Like, how can an educated person going for selling michungwas, what juice?
However, the need to make ends meet overwhelmed the feelings of shame, and she plowed on. Today, Lamba rents the kiosk for 100,000 shillings per month. She opens at 6 a.m. and works until midnight. She cooks the fermented pineapple juice to fill 6 jerrycans every 3 days.
Each jerrycan has a profit of 15. But people like this thing because it is the only thing you can take and somebody knows you boiled it.
Each of her children has a specific branch of the business, educating her and an account to that effect.
So whenever time comes for education, that they are going back to school, I don't look anywhere, not even calling anybody.
Lamba's journey of single parenthood started when she was 32, when she left her second marriage with her children. She gave birth to her first child in senior 4.
I used to be in a man's home when I'm doing everything. I buy my food, all the hospital bills. I couldn't see the use of a man because it was also feeding. He was also under me feeding him.
Her second husband was no different from the first one. After having 2 children with her, he denied responsibility for them.
There is that group when you are...
Besides dealing with absent fathers, she has to deal with peer pressure from her friends and colleagues who urge her to get male friends to lighten the burden of loneliness.
You are not busy, your mind still goes on. Begin saying, but why don't I?
Sometimes, to keep the loneliness away, you are tempted to use drugs.
However, despite the challenges, she still prefers single motherhood. In the last 16 years of selling beverages, Lamba has managed to educate her children and build herself a home.
The father of my first child attended her graduation party, and he even gave a speech. He said, although he did not educate her, he has always been praying for her. He did not even bring a gift to the party.
Not even contributing for the food.
She still considers herself a nurse and even keeps the first aid kit in her kiosk and the few drugs that she prescribes to those who come to her.
I'll go back for the same job when I've settled at home. Like my home is big, yeah? I can build a hospital there. That is my target.
She adds that a number of educated people work in the slaughterhouse, but they hide their qualifications because they believe everyone else working there is unschooled. Her advice to other women facing economic hurdles is to stop despising jobs, but instead do something about their situation to lead a dignified life. JOCYLYNNE NAKIBUULE, NTV Weekend Edition.